Hey, what's up everybody, Malakith here and welcome to Rebel Galaxy. Now, this video is going to be very different to usual. In fact, it's not even part of the series and we won't be doing really any gameplay. It's to address something that a lot of people have been chatting about in comments and that's intrigued me about the game in general. And so if you want to get your brains going and have a nice argument in discussion in the comments, feel free to tag along on the video. If you're just interested in blasting and stuff, it's probably not for you, so that's your advance warning. So the main point of discussion, if we have a look at this weapons platform, you can see just above it the number 3.46 SM. Now there's been also discussion about the SM part. I briefly touched on it in one of the previous videos as to what unit of measurement that might be. Now I've been thinking about it quite a bit because it did start to intrigue me. So the first one we had was what was it? Solar mile, space miles, that was it. Now, just to pre-warn you, I don't have an answer to any of this. I don't think there is an answer anywhere, but I think I can come up with a good reason to disprove all the ones that I've seen so far. So space miles was the first one. Now a mile is a fixed unit of measurement. There's no reason it would change if you went into space. Why would the distance change? So you wouldn't need to preface it with the word space. It would still just be a mile. Also, by relative terms to the size of space, a mile is pretty damn small. Why on earth would you attempt to measure in it? Just basically, it doesn't make sense to use miles. Now, another thing that came up was meters of some regard, and this was the train of thought I went down initially, which was, when you're talking about meters, you normally have an order of magnitude in front of it. So you have kilometers, which is thousands of meters, millimeters, which is to the -3. So for big sort of distances, that could work. You could have megameters, gigameters. Yeah, it sounds weird, but that is how the order of magnitude works. In fact, going up them, I've got the table up on the screen next to me. So you have centimeters, oh no, that's the wrong way, sorry. Kilometers, megameters, gigameters, terameters, petameters, exameters, zettameters, and yottameters. None of those have S as a symbol. None of them going the other way down into the smaller orders of magnitude have S as a symbol. So we can rule that out. Also, extra bit of proof I found. You'll notice that's small m. If we have a go into the station
Stalking.
and go to the equipment bay, weapons specifically, you can see the range 4800 m, large M, and below that speed, large M per second, which will be meters per second. So we know it's not meters. We know we can reasonably justify that it's not miles. Which then brings on to the next one. So usually in space games, distance is done as a component of time. You'll use light's constant speed in a vacuum to give you a distance. So that would be light years, light seconds, and so on and so forth. Unfortunately, that doesn't work here because we don't have LS, well, LY, we have SM. So someone reasonably fairly in that line of thought went with solar minutes. Now a minute is 60 seconds and a second is a constant, so that bit checks out. The solar part, however, not so much. So solar doesn't mean light, it means with reference to the sun. And if you go look up solar time, you will find it actually depends on where you take that point of reference from. So if you're stood on Earth, solar time is the time it takes for the sun to go from its current position back to its current position. So effectively a day. Unfortunately, a day on Earth is not the same as a day on Mars, is not the same as a day on Pluto, is not the same as a day sat in space halfway between all of those points. So that would be a terrible unit of measurement. Also, we're dealing with multiple systems, therefore multiple stars, and multiple orbital bodies around multiple stars. As you can see, that just gets horribly mind-boggling. You would have some monstrous conversion table to try and work out back to a single point of reference, which would probably be Earth if you were a human. But that's just a terrible plan. That's like trying to measure distance walked on Pluto in days, and then distance walked on Mars in days, and then distance walked on Earth in days. But a day is different on each of them. So you'd have to convert, and just, no. Bad. Horrible. Brain melting. So, those are the lines of thought I went down. I can't think of any others. The order of magnitude one made the most sense to me, but S isn't an order of magnitude that we currently use. It's a small m, not a large m, so it's definitely not meters. It could have been an order of magnitude miles, but it's not a valid symbol, so pass. It should have just said light seconds. It really should have. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Feel free to wade in comments. I'm sure some of you have come up with some other ideas, and I'm sure I will reply to them with what I think. But anyway, off we go back to the station, and you can expect normal service to resume in the next video. Don't worry, this was just a little pastime thing that interested me, so I thought I'd record it. Bye for now.